Miracles Attraction community. Welcome, Miracles Tribe members, to my weekly Wednesday wisdom video. I have so much to tell you today, and I'm excited to share this information with you. I'm Teresa McGallagher, and I'm founder of this community together with my friend and partner, Carly Hardy. And we're here to support you on your spiritual path, whatever that looks like. So I'm wondering if you've been having a weird week, or feeling weird, or having a lot of things go wrong, because that is the kind of energy that I have been experiencing, my husband has been experiencing. It just seems like things keep breaking, there's missed connections, I've been tired, kind of dragging butt, and I'm like, what is going on here? Because I make it an intention every morning to wake up fresh, get my mind right, set my intention for the day. I do my meditation, I do my affirmations, I make that a priority so that I can start off in the right direction and not get sidetracked, or if I do get sidetracked, get right back into center and connected with the divine. But this week just feels weird. So here's something strange that happened last night. My husband and I were getting into bed, and our bedroom faces west. We have a window that looks out to the west, and we could see the moon very bright outside our window, a sliver of the moon. And my husband said, "What is the moon doing in the west? The moon rises in the east and sets in the west. I've never seen it rise in the west before. Like, did the planet get flipped? What's going on here?" Excuse me, I'm sorry, he's mowing out there right now if you can hear that. But anyway, the moon was bright and a big sliver outside of our window. So I Googled it and I found out that it wasn't the moon rising, it was the moon setting. But occasionally after a new moon, for whatever reason, you're able to see the moon setting early in the evening in the west. But to us, it kind of felt like, things were upside down and backwards. A Course in Miracles says this world is upside down and backwards. Maybe it got flipped right ways for a minute. I don't know. It was kind of strange. But, the sun doesn't really rise and the sun doesn't really set. The earth is revolving, and it appears as though the sun and the moon are coming up and the sun and the moon are going down. We know for a fact that is not what is happening. So don't be deceived by appearances, my friends. You can't always trust what you see out there with your eyeballs. You need to know the truth and stay focused on that. I wonder if you're familiar with Buckminster Fuller. He was an engineer and a very creative genius who came up with a lot of neat ideas back in the 1960s, and that happened after a kind of a near-death experience. He was so distraught after his young daughter got ill and died that he felt, and he was struggling financially, couldn't support his family, and he felt like there was no reason to go on. He wasn't making a positive contribution with his life, and he was going to throw himself into, I think he was in Chicago, what lake, one of the Great Lakes is there. He was going to throw himself in and drown himself. And then he had this spiritual awakening, this spiritual experience where he saw that it wasn't all about him and just his little problems and his little life. Like, there is so much more going on here. And he dedicated himself to doing whatever he could to make humanity better, to benefit humanity with whatever gifts and talents that he had. And he came up with so many cool inventions after that. But what I wanted to share in the context of this story is that Buckminster Fuller said, we need to change the way we say things, the way we think about things, and the way that we speak about things if we want to see changes in the world, because so many of the ideas that we hold and the things that we say are incorrect. And one very good example is sunrise and sunset. That's not what's happening, but we continue to say that. And he suggested that instead of using the words sunrise and sunset, that we use the words sunsight and sunclipse. Those are far more accurate terminology for what's actually going on here. So I just thought that was really interesting. I wanted to share that about the moon rising or setting, whatever it was doing, and how we look at things and how we think about things determines the experience of reality that we have here. And there is a lot of weird energy going on this week. There is a big shift happening, and we are coming up soon on the August 8th, Lion's Gate, which is an energetic portal which we will all be passing through, and through which we will have the opportunity to shift in a big way. So what is going on here on the planet, and this has been happening for a long time, but it's speeding up now, is that the frequency of humanity is rising. I know it doesn't seem like that. I know it seems like it's a shit show sometimes and like it's hell in a handbasket here, but whenever there's a new creation, it always involves destruction of the old ways. You can't give birth to something new without the death of something old. That's, you know, Shiva and Kali, that's the way these things work. So 8/8, the Lion's Gate, is going to be an energetic portal that we will be passing through. And as individuals and also the collective consciousness, there will be an opportunity for us to shift to a different timeline, to a different energetic frequency. And that energy is being stirred up now, which is why it feels very weird for many of us right now. Especially if you're sensitive to energy, you may be having a lot of weird ups and downs and a lot of fluctuations. And this process started in 1987 with the Harmonic Convergence, which was the first. The Harmonic Convergence involved astrologically a very specific alignment of certain planets, planetary alignment, which I don't know anything about. I'm not an astrologer, but it was also the first worldwide meditation for peace that happened in 1987. And also, coincidentally, in 1987 is when I found A Course in Miracles. I don't think that's any kind of weird synchronicity. I think these things all are connected. And at that point in the late 80s, the consciousness of humanity began to elevate at an accelerated rate. And that's why we've seen so many rapid changes in the last few decades with technology, with the interconnection of humanity through the internet, and things are becoming more and more virtual. There is less attachment to the 3D world of form. And we are shifting now from the third dimension to the fourth dimension and raising to a 5D consciousness, which is the consciousness of spirit. So we're going from this world of three-dimensional form where many people believe that's all that is, that's all that exists. We're just bodies that live and die. There's just stuff here on the planet, and that's all there is to reality. And we are becoming more and more and more aware that there is much more here than just that. That there are higher realms of consciousness, that there are angelic beings, there are alien beings. I don't know what's up there, but there is way more to what's going on here than meets the eye and our own little private lives. And we're all connected in this. So for those of us who are holding on to the old ways and old ideas and old belief systems, this elevation is going to be painful. It's going to be uncomfortable. But if you are ready to let go of your old, outdated ideas and your belief systems that don't serve you, it'll be an easier ride. And not only that, it'll be a big opportunity to elevate, to manifest, to create something new with your life, and to assist humanity in rising up. So 8 in numerology is the number of abundance. And this double 8 gate, Lion's Gate 8/8, and a master number year of 2/2 is going to be a powerful opportunity for you to manifest miracles in your life, to manifest prosperity, to manifest wealth, to manifest your dreams, whatever they may be, and to have more abundance in your life, and to feel into this virtual realm and to see how the things that you think about in your imagination, that's where the creation happens. You know, Neville Goddard said that God is your own human imagination. If you can believe it, you can conceive it. And that's what I have to say about the energetic stuff. I wanted to make a brief comment about my t-shirt, my Perfect Mode t-shirt here. Carly and I had the opportunity to participate in a podcast on Sunday with our mastermind friends, Jay Clay and Troy Washington. Troy Washington is a real estate agent in Houston. Jay Clay is a spiritual rapper and teacher. And Carly and I meet every Monday with them to talk about our goals for the week and to join in supporting one another and holding one another accountable with our different projects. And they invited us to their Facebook podcast, which is called Perfect Mode. And I'll post a link to it below here. But what we talked about was the importance of simplifying your life. So this ties in with what I've been talking about of making space to create something new. This is what we have the opportunity to do between now, August the 3rd, and the Lion's Gate of August the 8th, is to start making space, to start making room, to start clearing away the old ideas, the old energies, the old attachments that we have to things in the world and form, and simplifying our life so that there is space and there is room to manifest something new and beautiful coming up. And this portal will be open from August the 8th through the entire week to August the 15th or the 16th. So this whole month is all about this new energy. And the reason that the guys call their podcast Perfect Mode is because they want everyone to know that you're perfect. And obviously, no one is perfect as a body. Like, bodies make mistakes, bodies get sick, bodies have issues. But at the level of spirit, we are all perfect. We're all perfect and innocent. And so the challenge for us here is to ask yourself, do I see myself as a body and a form? Is that who I think I am? Is that my identity? Or do I see myself as a spirit? And the body is just one aspect of that. The body is the spirit projected into the 3D world. Because the way that you see yourself and the way that you know yourself, either as a body or as a spirit, is going to determine the experience that you have here in the world. And as these energies are elevating and shifting from this density that we've been in for millennia to a lighter and a higher frequency, it'll be an easier ride if you're seeing yourself as spirit. It'll be a natural transition. It's going to be a lot harder for people who are holding on to this idea of form. You know, A Course in Miracles says that the body is a limit. It's a way of limiting ourselves, because when you get down to the quantum level, when you get down to what the body is made of, the atomic level, there's no separation between the molecules and the atoms that make up my body and that make up the wall behind me and that make up the air around me. It's all intermingled. But we choose to see each of these things as separate and individual. And that's one way that you can look at things, but that's not the only way to look at things. So I just wanted to say one more thing, which is in reference to this perfect mode. We are all perfect and perfectly unique, but none of us is better than one another. None of us is special in terms of a hierarchy. We are all unique and different with our own gifts and talents. And I was thinking this week how easy it is to get frustrated with others who do not see things the way that we see things, or do not agree with us, or who have different political opinions or different opinions about how life should be lived. There's a tendency to feel like if they're not with us, they're against us. And it becomes this thing of duality where you're taking sides, right? But I was thinking how everybody wants everybody else to agree with them and to think like them. And yet, how weird would this planet be if there were 8 billion people on it and they were all you? Like, they were all just like you. That would be so weird and not fun. It would be so, there'd be no variety, there would be no uniqueness, there would be no interesting experiences to be had. It would just be so bland. If every flower was a daisy, like all the different flowers are just as beautiful and just as unique as every other kind, and it's the variety that makes it so beautiful. We don't want every single bird to be a robin. It's the beauty is in having all these different manifestations of God in all these different forms and colors and varieties. That's what makes life interesting. So maybe you can think about that when you get caught up in this energy and you feel like there's a struggle and it seems difficult to accept others or forgive others or see where others are coming from. Like, we each have a unique perspective and a unique place here in the universe, and we are all making a unique contribution. We're all necessary and needed. We are all loved and adored by our Creator, and we are all just as special and just as wonderful as each other, even if it doesn't seem like it sometimes when you're looking at the form. The trick is to look for the light, to look for the soul, to look for the spirit in our friends. So Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand secrets of the universe, to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. We are energetic beings here, appearing as forms, vibrating at specific frequencies. When that frequency is off, that's when we have illness, when we lose the alignment. And when that frequency is on, we can connect, and there's beautiful music that comes from that vibration and that frequency, and each of us is a different note in the symphony. So that's my message for you this week. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know if you have any questions or you didn't understand anything, and be sure to check out our website, www.miraclestribe.com, to sign up for our newsletter. We are always thinking of you and always sending you blessings. I'm Teresa McGallagher, and I love you.